everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39. Welcome to my channel. This is the second month of our Crafty Goals collab, and we do have a new person. Biddy Penny has joined the group. Go check out her video from yesterday and she'll catch you up with everything she's doing. But I will put the link in the description box of all these wonderful ladies, really creative individuals, so you'll want to check them out. I want to tell you that you too can do Crafty Goals. You can start tomorrow. You do not have to start on the first of the month, though. You can start in the middle of the year if you want. It's just important to set your goals, put them in such a way that you can follow them and go for it. We are doing this for accountability. We figure if we put it out there, we have to come back to you each month and tell you what we did and what we didn't do. And it's sort of fun, and it's interesting to go back and see everybody else's progress through the year. So my crafty goals are very simple. These are basically what they are. I have 3 annual goals and 2 quarterly goals, which may or may not change. I mean, I hope I have finished purging and organizing by April, but you never know. And I haven't done too much on rebranding, but I'll get into that later. So I am a visual person. I like everything written down. I have tried different formats. I've tried happy planners. I've tried bullet journals. I've tried all sorts of different things. And so this month, or this year, is something yet again different. I am using Elizabeth Craft Design in making my own form of a planner. But I don't do it day by day, week by week. I just do it project by project. And so that's what works for me. I don't have a cover yet. I was thinking I could make my own cover and then realize I'm not gonna. Ain't nobody got time for that. Not me, not this month. I'd rather be doing something else, contributing toward my goals than mess around. I mean, if one of my goals is to have fun and play with making a planner cover, I would do it, but it's not. So let me get into my planner, because I didn't have it all done last month because I had been feeling under the weather and I just did not have it together. All right, so there's our goals. I'm not going to go over that because we're going to go over what I've done. But I do have my goals, and I will move this page through into whatever month it is, just so I look at them all the time and remember what my goals are. So once I put my goals, then I am going to also, as I'm planning my projects, go back and look, okay, is this goal, is what I'm going to do something to help me on any of those goals? If not, either I need to add it as a goal or I need to not do it. And that's pretty much it. Now I do have a list of videos that I've made because I find that I like to batch things. So I like to record 3 videos in a day and then edit all those videos on another day and export them or import them depending on if I have internet. Because as you may know, I live and travel in my RV, and since I travel, I don't always have the best internet. It's not like I can plug in somewhere. So I like to batch things, and it's easier for me if I keep track of it, and then I can look back and say, oh, I did not finish this video. I need to finish editing it or whatever. So that's the way I keep track of that. And I just will have an ongoing list of my videos. All right, now here we get into the nitty-gritty of the month. This is what I have done. This is what I had planned on doing, plus the month at a glance. Important dates, so that way I know if I have a video that I said I will do on a certain day, I can keep looking back at this and I can have this open on my desk or actually on the shelf in front of me, and it's a visual reminder of what I need to do. These are the projects that I have wanted to do for the month, and that is going back to, am I using my stash? Is it part of social media? Is it part of beading last year? Is it part of my purge and organize or my rebranding? So again, it's at a glance. So let's go and I'll show you what I have done for the month and what I still need to do. I'll talk in a later set. Let's start with the positives. So use my stash. So the way I decide that I'm going to keep track of it is mostly on paper collections, and whether or not I have more paper collections at the end of the month than when I started, that would not be good. I should have less paper collections than when I started. However, I added 9 collections this month. 4 were design team collections, and 5 I picked up from shopping. I know that's not good. I should have used more, but I used 7. So it's not terrible. And I got a couple of things done I wanted to. I also did use a blank mini album. I keep some in my stash, but I'm trying to reduce that. So I used one, and I used assorted cardstock. I like you probably, have blank color cardstock that I've collected, and my goal is to use it all up so when I get a new collection, I can buy the cardstock that matches the collection. I'll carry less in my RV. I'll get the exact colors I need, and then I will use it all up. That's the goal. That's the goal. Effective social media. Unfortunately, social media is part of this whole thing. I mean, obviously you're watching me on YouTube. But I want to not be on social media all the time. I want to live my life. But I do need to be effective at it. So I'm putting how many videos I've posted, how many Instagrams I've posted, and I need to be better about responding to people. I used to respond 2 times a week, like every Wednesday and Sunday I would get on and respond. But I have a couple of old comments that were asking me, well, what size is this on this page? And I thought, all right, I'll go grab the book, which means I have to ask my husband to get it because it's in storage up in our loft in our RV, and it's just a deal. But I should have just said, I don't have that information, or looked at the video and see if I could figure it out. So anyhow, but I do feel like I need to increase the number of Instagrams and the number of videos. I mean, January was just a crazy month. Beat last year, so I have an Etsy shop, and it is for me about, I mean, I do make mini albums and paper crafting because I love to do it. If I didn't love to do it, I wouldn't do it. But it is also about having an Etsy shop and being effective in that Etsy shop, and about making some money. I don't want to do this and spend more than I make, and I don't mind if I break even, but of course I'd like to make money because then I can go get more stuff. So last month for January, I did get 14% over last year. So you would think that's positive, but the thing is, costs have, I mean, that's included, that's my net, my revenue. It's my net. So I'm 14% over last year, but that's almost breaking even. That's not fabulous. I did get 105% more visits than I did last year. So that's really good, especially January. January is a slow month on Etsy. My orders were totally flat. I did the exact same percentage or number of orders as I did last year. So I did not increase things. And I need to work on that. I need to make sure February I do better than I did. And that really is all about using effective social media. You know, I mean, it goes hand in hand. I used to post on Pinterest all the time, and I haven't done that in 6 months maybe. My quarterly goal was purge and organize. Obviously in January, a lot of people like to reorganize, and I'm one of them. Especially after Christmas, it's a good reset for me. And I did finish the purge. I purged my paper, my stamps, my embellishments. I organized, well, everything. All of my drawers, my cabinets, my papers. I gave away a lot. I gave away 5 boxes of Crafty goodness. Sounds like a lot, but they were small boxes. But still. And then I also had 120 cards that I had someone who would take the cards, and that didn't go through all year. So now I have a new organization. It's a school club who's going to take the cards, write notes in it, and give them to the VA and seniors in a assisted living home. So I feel really good about that. When I say I organized everything, I did get some new containers, and I will be doing, I know I keep saying I will, but I'm waiting to finish a couple of projects in the RV. I will do a walkthrough video of my craft room. But I organize my things all the time. When we're on the move, when we travel, the day before we are on the road, I open up every single drawer and every single box and every single cabinet and reorganize everything. It doesn't take long because I do it every couple of weeks. And that way I go through and I see what I have. I remember, oh yeah, I have this. I wanted to use this with this paper pad or whatever. But I have to do it because I have to stay organized. I have such a small space. It may take me maybe 2 hours. And, sometimes I do it on a day I want to get in the craft room, but I don't feel particularly creative. But it lets me go and touch and feel, and I get re-energized by that. I know, it's crazy. Rebranding. So I don't have a logo on a business card that matches my brochures, that matches my mailing label, that matches the stickers I put when I wrap my Etsy orders. I want it all to be consistent, and I wanted my thumbnails to be consistent as well. So I did start the rebranding. I chose my fonts. I chose my colors. They're all plugged into Canva, so everything I do is going to be consistent as far as that. I did not finish my logo. I mean, I worked on it and worked on it and worked on it, and finally I just can't look at graphics anymore. So I stopped with that. That will be a February project. Since I did not accomplish what I wanted to, I really wanted it done by the first of the year. Well, I didn't. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and work on that. All right, we talked about that. I also have a sheet, and it could be more than one page because sometimes you have a lot of ideas. But when you're, like, for example, on a YouTube comment, someone says, can you tell me how you did that? And I said, yeah, you know what? I need to do a video on that. So I'll write it down saying what I need to do a video on. I had done a video on the Getaway paper collection. I made a mini album and I did the video on it, and so many people responded saying, we want a tutorial. And I said, I will put it on the list of things to do. So it is on my list. So these are just ideas on things I want to work on for next month, meaning February. And I have to stay true to my my ideas of what I work on. For instance, in my Etsy shop, the 3 things that sell are Disney, dogs and cats, and babies. Those are things that consistently sell. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do a Valentine. It doesn't mean I'm not going to get a paper collection and do something with that. And it'll sell, but I know that if I want to make sales, I list my Disney dogs and babies, and they'll sell. Everybody might have their own thing. It's just, that's what I've seen over time for my mini album. So, I have Meow on the list. I have 2 paper pads of Meow that I want to work on and use those up and get that done. So I just wrote that down for next month. And Farmhouse, I don't have any, but I've had one of my Etsy customers looking for a mini album in Farmhouse. So I've just been on the hunt trying to find it. I know it'll pop up on eBay one of these days. Okay, here's a couple of fun things. Sorta. These are all the collections that I own at this moment in time. I went through it. I double checked it. This is actually January's. I did one for December and retyped it in January. I probably will retype it, taking the ones that I wrote down. And if I add any, I will put it in here. But this way I look at it and say, okay, what do I want to work on? And what have I received or shopped and purchased? So I did cross out a couple that I did work on. And then here's Meow. So I know I want to work on that. I know that I want to do the sunflower market, but I don't think I want to do that until the end of summer or in middle of summer. And I have a lot of Christmas collections. Well, not that many. There's only 3 here. I checked off some. So I think I'll put that down to do in July, Christmas in July. So that way I finish the old collections and I don't have any Christmas collections coming. So then when the new ones come out, I can get new Christmas collections because we all like new. So anyhow, it helps me look and see what it is I want to work on. I try to get either a collection kit and a paper pad or 2 or whatever, and then a small paper pad too. So I probably will work on the baby girl that I have. I know there's some gorgeous new baby collections coming out, so I might as well finish that up. And then if I do, then maybe I can treat myself to new ones. So anyhow, there's that. So I decided I like to see what I have worked on through the year. I wish I had saved like all of the album covers or whatever. I do save like this part of the paper pads. Like I worked on Well Groomed. I had the Patterns and Solids, the paper pad, the 8x8 paper pad. And I worked on that for January. So even though I say that I worked on 9 and bought 7, I mean, that's like 3 right there. And then I had purchased the Say Cheese, Frontier at the Park, Adventure at the Park, Say Cheese at the Park, and Fantasy at the Park, and the 6x8 paper pad, and the 6 frame collection. So even though I put that down as one project because I made 4 folios that matched, I mean, that's a lot of paper. So even though it looks like I didn't hit my goal, I really did. And, you know, I'll save the little branding strip so I remember. But now that the month is over and I've put all of the collection, so I tried to do a couple of different Say Cheese collections. I had these frames. It's from one of the Elizabeth Craft dies, and it looks like a Polaroid. And I thought, you know what I'll do from now going forward is I will just take a snippet of the collection, write down the collection name, and just keep that so I can see at a glance what I've accomplished for the month or the year or whatever. You know, because you come to the end of the year and you're like, well, what did I actually do? And now I have a visual representation of what I did. And it's something fun. I can see all the colors and, you know, like I say, it's something fun. I like to see all the paper collections. That's why we purchase them, because we like to see them and touch them and buy them. So that is what I've done for January. So now we're looking at February. I've got my important dates. I've got the projects I want to do. I will write down my goals at the end of the month, once I've done them, ideas for March, and then I will continue to write my videos and all that. So it's not a lot. I mean, it's a lot of projects, but the way I organize it, this is all I will have open in front of me. I will have my goals, my important dates, the month. I'll also put when we travel. I did not do that for January because honestly we were stationary until today. But if I am staring at this, then I will remember, oh yeah, I need to go back and do that rebranding. So in fact, I am about to finish in my RV. I am going to have lunch, and then I'm going to work on rebranding. That is my goal for the day. So that's what I have for you. I hope again that you will check out all of the other collaborators who have done their crafty goals in whatever form or fashion they are keeping track. And please let us know in the comments what you were working on for Crafty Goals. If you put it in a comment saying, I hope to finish 5 paper pads this month. Well, that's a stretch, but let's say 5 paper pads this year. That's fine. Put it in the comments. And then next month, tell me how you've done. You be accountable. You know, if you want to just put it out there, put it out there. And let's see what you can do. Thank you again for watching. Have a fabulous day.